What is going on, everybody? TJ here with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports, and in today's video, we're going to be building out a 6 flex slip over on PrizePicks for tomorrow night's Thursday night football game between the Steelers and the Titans. And my first overall play in our 6 flex slip is going to be Kenny Pickett over 212.5 passing yards. Guys, we're going to break down why we should be playing this over on PrizePicks along with the rest of our slip right now. My second overall play in our 6 flex slip is going to be George Pickens over 54.5 receiving yards. Guys, this is called positive correlation. And all positive correlation means on these DFS apps or in general is just outcomes that are more likely to occur together. So if we see Kenny Pickett and we're taking his over 212.5 passing yards, that means if Pickett goes over that number, it's more likely that one of his receivers or multiple receivers will have the opportunity to go over their receiving yards line. So by playing Kenny Pickett over 212.5 passing yards, we want to look to take one of his receivers or multiple receivers and take their over receiving line. So that's why we're going to be taking George Pickens over 54.5 receiving yards for our second play. Now, I am taking this slip directly from the correlation tool here at DGF. And the correlation tool gives you fully correlated game slips for multiple different games on multiple different DFS apps. As we can see here, we have multiple different sports books like Boom Fantasy, Jock Market, Parlay Play, PrizePicks, and Underdog. And again, guys, we have multiple different sports right now on our correlation tool. We have Counter-Strike 2, CS2. We have NBA, we have college football, we have NFL, we have soccer, we have a couple other sports that we're currently working on and hoping to get added as soon as possible. But guys, the correlation tool finds the highest correlated combos based on the board on these DFS apps, based on the percent odds to hit for each individual leg, and we show you the highest correlation slip that you guys should be entering. So what we'll do is generate a full game slip, and all you guys need to do is just go to the actual DFS app that you should be entering that specific slip on and enter it yourself. It really is as simple as that. Since we started publicly tracking all of these slips as of 8/18, we're up over 420 units. So if you guys want to get started using the correlation tool here at DGF, you can go to dgfantasy.com/correlation. Now, the reason we're entering this slip over on a DFS app like PrizePicks, a fixed payout platform, and not a sports book is because PrizePicks and some of these other DFS apps don't alter our payout when we're trying to positively correlate a slip. Now, in some instances, in some cases, of course, yes, they do alter your payout, so it wouldn't make sense to play specific plays on these DFS apps. But in most of these cases, and in every single slip that gets populated to the correlation tool, the payout isn't altered. Now, what I'm saying when I mean the payout isn't altered. Now, let's go ahead and add in the next 2 plays from this specific slip so that I can show you guys further what I mean. So we're going to go down to the correlation tool. This is going to be the total slip here, guys. It's going to be Kenny Pickett over 212.5 passing yards, George Pickens over 54.5 receiving yards. We got Presley Harvin III under 4.5 punts. We got Will Levis over 202.5 passing yards. We got DeAndre Hopkins over 52.5 receiving yards. And then we have Ryan Stonehouse under 4.5 punts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins into our PrizePicks slip. So we're going to add in Will Levis over 202.5 passing yards. We're going to head over to receiving yards, and we're going to add in DeAndre Hopkins over 52.5 receiving yards. Now, if I enter in a 4-man power over on PrizePicks, playing just these 4 plays, my payout is going to be 10 times. I'm going to get a 10 times return. Now, if I head over to FanDuel and I add in those exact 4 props into a same game parlay on FanDuel, I've already added in Kenny Pickett over passing yards and George Pickens over receiving yards. Most of these props are very similar to one another compared to PrizePicks. So I added in Will Levis over passing yards, and now receiving yards, we're going to add in D-Hop. You guys will see that my payout and my same game parlay odds are plus 599. So if I put $100 on this specific wager, I'm only going to get $600 in return. Now, if I enter this over on PrizePicks, if I put $100 down, I get a $1,000 return. And the reason because of that is because a sportsbook like FanDuel, they have this same game parlay. They're taking into consideration that you're trying to positively correlate this specific slip. Now, over on PrizePicks, our payout isn't altered. I can go ahead and take DeAndre Hopkins under 52.5 receiving yards, and yeah, we're going to get that notification from PrizePicks that they might have a payout shift. But with this specific slip, we're not going to see a payout shift. Now, obviously, this would be negative correlation to take Will Levis over pass yards with D-Hop under receiving yards. But guys, you get a much better bang for your buck playing these types of slips over on these fixed payout platforms opposed to the sports books. And not to mention when we actually enter in this entire slip. So we're going to go over to punts. We're going to take Presley Harvin under punts and Ryan Stonehouse under punts. We get a 25 times return over on PrizePicks. But on top of that, we also get insurance, which we don't get over on a sports book like FanDuel. So if we go 5 for 6 in the slip, we get a 2 times return. If we go 4 for 6 in the slip, we get a 0.4 times return. If we go 5 for 6 in a same game parlay over on FanDuel, we get $0. We get nothing back. So playing this exact slip over on FanDuel wouldn't make sense when we can get a way better return over on PrizePicks, and we also get insurance on our actual slips. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to same game parlays over on FanDuel, they don't actually have over-unders for punters. So let's go ahead and just add in 2 more plays so we can see what the payout would actually be. Let's add in Treylon Burks over receiving yards, and let's add in Deontay Johnson over receiving yards. Now, if we're adding in 2 other players from this specific game in a same game parlay, we can see right here, our return is going to be $1,800, right? We're getting this at plus 1,800 odds right now. And over on PrizePicks, in our 6 flex slip, we're getting a 25 times return if we go 6 for 6. And then on top of that, we're getting insurance with the 5 out of 6 and the 4 out of 6. So it's a tough comparison just because obviously FanDuel and their same game parlays don't offer punts, but it would be a very similar payout to what we're seeing with this exact slip. So you can use this as a 1-to-1 comparison. Wouldn't make any sense for us to play this type of slip over on FanDuel when we can go play it over on PrizePicks. And just to kind of put your mind at ease even more, let's just go ahead and take these punters out, and we'll go over to receiving yards, and we'll add in Treylon Burks over, and then we'll add in Deontay Johnson over, and look at that. We get that 25 times return. So if we wanted to enter this on FanDuel, we'd have to go 6 for 6, and our $100 would get us $1,825. But if we enter this exact same slip over on PrizePicks, we get a 25 times payout if we go 6 for 6, 2 times payout if we go 5 for 6, and a 0.4 times payout if we go 4 for 6. So if you guys are entering same game parlays over on FanDuel, DraftKings, etc., please start entering your parlays over on these DFS apps, these fixed payout platforms like PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, Boom Fantasy, Jock Market, and you'll get a way better bang for your buck. Now, that's the positively correlated slip directly from the correlation tool for Thursday Night Football between the I almost said the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Steelers, and the Titans. So let's go ahead and get this locked in for anybody that wants to tail. And again, guys, this is going to be the full slip. It's Kenny Pickett over 212.5 pass yards. We got George Pickens over 54.5 receiving yards. Will Levis over 202.5 pass yards. We got D-Hop over 52.5 receiving yards. And then we have both punters under 4.5 punts for each respective punter. Harvin under 4.5 and Stonehouse under 4.5. And guys, the game script that we're looking for here with this specific slip is obviously a lot of yards. Yeah, Kenny Pickett sucked last week. Doesn't matter. Completely different matchup here against the Titans. So if Kenny Pickett's throwing all over the field, we're going to want Will Levis to do the same. Obviously, we saw Will Levis throw 4 touchdowns last game. So hopefully some of you guys are a little bit optimistic there with his first outing. And man, did he love D-Hop in that first. D-Hop looked like Randy Moss. What do you have, 3 touchdowns? It was absolutely insane. It was like we were in a time capsule back in 2014, 15 when D-Hop was the man. And on top of this, what we're going to be looking for is a lot of offense and not a lot of punts, right? We want a lot of points. We want a lot of throwing. We want to keep that clock moving, right? So what we're going to see here in return is hopefully both offenses are just scoring up and down the field, and then punters, being Harvin and Stonehouse, won't have that opportunity to take the field and punt the ball away. And guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this thing all the way through. If you guys are going to be tailing this slip, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if this is your first time stumbling upon the channel, welcome. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. So whenever we do go live or post content like this, daily videos, educational content, etc., you get the notification, so you get notified first as soon as those videos are posted. But I love you guys. Hopefully we cash this Thursday night football slip out. We go 6 for 6. If not, hey, 5 for 6, 4 for 6. It's not the worst thing. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and let's cash.